Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is April and in today's video I'm going to be giving you some advice for starting year 7. I'm going into year 8 in a couple weeks, so this is coming from basically a fresh year 7. This video is specifically designed for people, of course, going into year 7 this September, or maybe in a few years time whenever you see this video. Before I get started with this video, I would extremely appreciate it if you considered subscribing and turning on the post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Okay, so I have a list here of loads of stuff that I'm going to be talking to you guys about. So hopefully this video will be somewhat organized. Knowing me though, it probably will be extremely chaotic. Okay, so the first topic I'm going to be going over is friends. Okay, so the first tip I would give you is stick to your primary school friends, but only a couple for maybe the first couple weeks, because obviously you're new, and if you're not that confident and don't feel very confident going up to new people, just know that you'll have primary school friends to fall back onto, but always be open to making new friends if someone else comes up to you and asks, do you want to be my friend? Of course, I know that some people don't go to secondary school without any of their primary school friends, but I think it's better if you go to secondary school without any friends from primary, because it just gives you a chance to make brand new friends and just start on a fresh, clean slate. Try and stay away from drama because it's just a ton of wasted time. Of course, if the drama involves you, don't be afraid to speak up and defend yourself. But if it's someone else's drama, just don't get involved. It's a waste of time. I promise. Be friendly to everyone, because no one wants to be your friend if you're mean. And if they do, that's kind of messed up. Don't try and fit in with your friends or just people around you if you feel like you're different to them. It's a very common mistake a lot of people make when they start a new school, or just in general, people feel like they have to fit in. But yeah, just don't try and purposely fit into your friends if there's anything bad. Like if all your friends are wearing tons of heavy makeup, I wouldn't personally try and fit myself into that. Just be yourself, which is all I'm saying. Don't be afraid to go up to people in the playground or just anywhere in general if they look lonely or upset. I know this is such a cliche thing, but I promise you, if that was you being lonely, sat in the corner of the playground with no friends, then you wouldn't want to be like that. I mean, who would want to? I mean, unless you want to. Just saying. Just be kind. Be aware that a lot of the friends you make in the first couple weeks of year 7 are not going to be your best friends for life. Things happen, things change, it's just life, really. There's going to be drama, there's going to be friendships falling apart, but just try and focus on finding your group of friends. Make sure they're supportive and loving and know how to give you space, because friends that don't respect your boundaries are just automatically toxic and you should try and stay away from them. The next topic I'm going to be talking about is homework. Once again, this is a huge thing about starting secondary school. Of course, there's going to be more homework coming in because you're not in primary school anymore. It's just secondary school for you. These next few tips should help with you learning how to handle and not feel as overwhelmed when you get tons of homework being set. Try and get it done as soon as possible. I know everyone says this, and I just didn't really care when I was doing homework. I was just like, oh, just get it done when I feel like it, which most of the time was the night before it was set. But I mean it when I say this. Try and get it done as soon as possible, because then you can go away and do whatever you like without feeling stressed to, get it done. Put effort into it. I know so many people are just like, it's homework. No one cares about homework, okay? It's just, the working class matters, not the homework. I mean it when I say this. Teachers will pick up on it if you actually put effort into your work. Homework, I mean. Well, just work in general. When the teachers pick up on this, they will most likely give you higher grades. The next one is get into a good habit of doing homework or just work in general regularly at home before you start secondary school. So in primary school, just get used to doing it often and not leaving it to the last minute. Okay, so the next topic I'm going to be talking about is detentions. Personally, I didn't get any detentions in year 7. I nearly got, I think, 2, but that's another story for another time. But when I say they don't really matter much, I mean it. Getting detentions is not going to define you as who you are, but it will give you a bad impression to your teachers. If you only get one very simple mistake, then you can just learn from that mistake and then you won't do it again, hopefully. I mean, that is the design of detentions. Of course, it depends on your school how strict they are, but my school personally is quite strict. So just be organized and try your best not to get detentions. And it's not the end of the world if you get a detention, okay? A lot of the time, teachers don't really care. Just learn from your mistakes. So the next topic I'm going to be talking about is exams. So I've only had one set of exams, which doesn't sound like much, but it was a whole week of non-stop exams, 3 subjects a day in an exam hall. That might sound very intimidating to you, but it's actually not that scary. When you're in there doing your work, it's completely silent a lot of the time. There's these people called individuators, I think. They're just like people that make sure people don't cheat, and they tell you when the exam starts and it ends. But yeah, so it's usually really silent in the exam hall, and you are allowed a water bottle. So if you're worried about getting thirsty in the middle of the exam, don't worry, you will have a water bottle. But also, revision is a very big part to this. I recommend revising weeks beforehand, but of course that's up to you as an individual. I started revising, I think, 1 week before my exams, and then I revised every single night of my subjects. The next day I would revise for the night before. And I'm just saying, definitely recommend revising because I got some really good test results. Push yourself to do your best in these tests and exams because, well, you just want to feel good about yourself. But it's not the end of the world if you get a bad test result because it just teaches you to work harder on that subject next time. Make sure you have all the equipment you need. Usually teachers will tell you the stuff you need, so you don't have to stress about that. Don't overly stress about them and put way too much pressure on yourself because that's what I did and it caused a lot of anxiety and stress. At the end of the day, you're only in year 7. These test results won't matter that much, of course, until year 11. These will just give your teachers a bit of an idea of how much you know and not know, but obviously still try your best. The next topic I'm going to be talking about is extracurricular activities. Personally, I did so many clubs in year 7, but that's just me as an individual. I love to take part in stuff. I'm very sporty and I also love to do theatre. So I took part in a production. We did Matilda. That was so fun for me. I also tried out choir, drama club, athletics, tons of stuff. The more clubs you do, the more opportunities you may get because you're putting yourself out there and teachers will definitely pick up on that. Also, these clubs can be really important because they can extremely help with making friends and making bonds with people who you wouldn't necessarily think you'd be friends with. The reason for this is because you guys are all going there for the same reason, you all have that same interest, so it gives you guys something in common. And try out as many clubs as you want if you aren't that sure on what your interests are. If you don't like clubs, okay, that's fine. You don't have to do them, but it's just a fun thing to do in your spare time. Okay, so the next topic is older students. Don't disrespect older students, as in year 8s, year 9s, year 10s, and year 11s, because it will set a bad impression of yourself, and I promise you, you will not look cool. Be aware they might tease you or, say things from across the playground purposely to get a reaction out of you. But don't take it personally because a lot of the time they're just trying to look cool in front of their friends. Or in general, they're just rude. If you get lost, don't be afraid to go up to an older student or teacher. I'd recommend a teacher. But if you are desperate and you're lost for your next class, just go up to an older student that looks friendly, of course, and ask where your next class is. But just be aware that there is a risk that they might take advantage of that and take you to the completely wrong place. They most likely won't bother you as long as you just stay out the way of them. Okay, so the final topic that I really need to talk about is teachers/lessons. No matter what the subject is, whether you absolutely love it or you absolutely despise it, same goes with the teacher, still concentrate and work hard because this will set a good impression of you to your teachers and will hopefully form a mutual respect between you and your teacher. Definitely concentrate in every lesson because you're going to be learning the basics of loads of topics that you are going to be needing in future years. Don't be afraid to have a little laugh in the lesson if it's a lesson that the teacher's chill about, because there are some chill teachers out there, I can say that. But know when to, stop and actually learn. But don't take everything completely seriously. Okay, so the final message I would like to say to all year 7s is just have fun. This school year is just about settling into a new environment and making friends. It shouldn't be that challenging in year 7, but be aware that not everything's going to be easy. There are going to be challenges along the way, but of course that's just life for you. And make the most of the year because this is the year where you really just get to relax a little bit, People are going to be kind to you. The teachers are not going to be too hard on you in the first couple weeks. Everyone is aware that you're new and you're trying to find your way around. I really hope this video helped, and if you're going into year 7, I really hope you don't feel as scared or intimidated anymore. And if you have already gone through year 7, I would really appreciate it if you maybe left some tips in the comments in case I said anything that you would disagree with. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like and turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!